What is up, metalheads? In today's video we're going to go over how to properly clean a miniature. This is an important step in the preparation process, and whether you're painting metal or resin or even the Reaper bones, this step probably should never be skipped. Actually, it shouldn't be skipped, but I say probably because some models are supposed to be able to be painted right out of the package. Bones is one of them, but I still wash them anyway beforehand. Anyways, so the reason why it's important to wash a model beforehand is because when a model is manufactured, there is certain things that are used, such as mold release, so that the models easily come out of the mold, come off the mold when they cool off or what have you. And then also there's other factors that come into play, such as you open the Mini and you don't get to painting it for a long time, so in that time dust accumulates on them, or the oils from your fingers from you touching them, playing with them, and you haven't painted on them yet, or somebody else touching them. There's just a whole plethora of reasons why it's important to clean the model. So basically, if you don't clean the model, what happens is it can, in the end, possibly affect your paint job. And what I mean by that is you'll go through the work of painting the model and sealing it, and then because of the oils and the dirt that was underneath the primer and everything, it could make it easy for the paint to chip off. Not just on the corners like what would customarily happen, could chip altogether. It could even just mess up the quality of the paint job in general. So especially if you're trying to do a top-notch paint job, you're definitely going to want to make sure that you clean it properly. Anyway, so a couple of things you're going to want is you're going to want dish soap. You can use this dish soap, just regular cheap dish soap, or Dawn is actually one of the best ones to use because it also has a degreaser in it. But if all you have is like some kind of store brand, like what I got for right now, then that's okay too. Okay. You also want to make sure that you have a soft bristled toothbrush, and the reason being is because when especially if you're using resin, some resins are softer than others, and so you don't want to use something that's hard bristled because you could actually put small scratches in the resin. So you really don't want to do that. Or even if it's a soft metal, that could possibly happen too, but definitely a lot more likely in the cases of resin. Okay, so you definitely also want a sink like we got over here. You want the water to be warm. Okay, you don't want it to be too hot, you don't want it to be too cold, alright? If you're doing multiple models, like say, and you're working on an army or something, then what you could do is you could take warm water in a bowl, like a Tupperware bowl or a mixing bowl or just something you got at home, and then as you clean them the way I'm about to show you, you can put them in the bowl to soak as well before you rinse them all at once. So that's something you could do too if you're doing a group of them. But for right now, for example, we're going to do this one. So I'm going to run some of the water there, the warm water. I'm going to wet that toothbrush, wet the model so it's ready for the soap. Just want to do a little bit of soap. You don't want to go too crazy. And then you take your toothbrush, the soft bristle toothbrush, and you make sure to brush it. Get all the crevices, everything you can. Okay, so you got that, it's all soaped up. And even after you strip a model too, you want to definitely do it then as well, because you want to take off any of that excess simple green or purple power or whatever, isopropyl alcohol, whatever it is you choose to use for stripping. Brush that, rinse it with warm water, and then you let it air dry on the towel right there, okay? I usually, sometimes when I'm cleaning models, I'm usually doing them at night, so I'll let them dry usually overnight. If you do it during the day, give them a few hours to air dry, and then they should be, double check them, look at them, make sure there's no excess water, shake if you need to make sure that there's no excess water, and then they should be ready to rock for priming and painting. So that's all we got to show for you for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check out Metalhead Minis on the web at www.metalheadminis.com. Other than that, you guys have yourself a great day. Stay crispy in milk, and see you later.